Hey, what's up, YouTubers? It's me, Brian, and I am back to do a video game review. And the review we're going to be looking at is this one, Just Cause 3 from Avalanche Studios. The studios that brought this year, and I think it's one of the better uses of the movies license games that we haven't seen for a while. Mad Max. Fun game too, worth checking out though. Now, Just Cause 3, having played it for a week though, it kind of reminds me of a series that was released 10 years ago, though, that I remember playing back on the PlayStation 2. And it was called the Mercenaries. I think the first one was called Playground of Destruction. It was a sandbox game, sort of very similar, a similar approach to what Just Cause is about in a way. Sadly, that series, after the second one that was released on the 360 and PS3, pretty much disappeared and went off the radar, mostly because the studio that made the game, Pandemic, unfortunately went out of business. We can all thank EA for that. They purchased the studio and they shut it down. I mean, we know EA's history, but this isn't an EA rant, though, anyway. So, I have played the game. So, anyway, back on course, though. I have been playing Just Cause 3 for about a week. I sort of have to fit in time, though. And I have to say, while it certainly has some issues, though, the game I'm enjoying. It is a fun sandbox game, though, in a way. And I'm going to get right now to the nitty-gritty. The pros and cons of what I like about it. The pros, I have to say, from a visual standpoint, and again, this is all based off the PS4 version, though, since like I said, I have the PS4 version. It's based, I have to say, the visuals look good. I have to say, not mind-blowing, but still, it looks, I like the setting, I like the island, Medici, if I'm saying that right, and it looks nice, especially running at a good 1080p on the PS4. So, I have to say, beautiful visuals on that one. The next one up will be solid controls, and I have to say, the controls work like a standard, again, it's a standard third-person shooter game. Again, nothing special, but I haven't really run into any major issues with the controls, though. They function perfectly fine. I will say the next one on the list is plenty to do. Like any sandbox game, it's got something to keep you busy, though, and Just Cause 3 doesn't disappoint. Some of these ranging from random encounters, whether it's helping out a rebel soldier, to towing a guy's car to get gas. I mean, yes, I've ran into that before in the game, to completing some of the challenges that you can use to unlock gears that could be used to put some upgrades, which a neat thing about that is that you could turn those upgrades on and off. So you could turn them on to help you, or if you want a challenge, you could just turn them off and not use them at all. So that's a good thing to liberating town. So like any sandbox game, this one does give you plenty to do. So that's definitely a good thing. And finally, the one big area and one thing about Just Cause 3 I do like is the fact that the game encourages you to approach the situation however you want to. I mean, if you're, say, for example, liberating a town, you can choose to take out, like the speakers, the billboards, and that first, or you could go to the police station and take out that first before you do anything else. You could take down, the statues, like either by, using your grappling hook or using a bomb. Take out fuel tanks, blow them up, or, use your grappling hook, create a chain reaction, or go gun-ho in it, so, or use a vehicle in any way, or a helicopter. So, in either case, the game encourages you to approach the situation the way you want to, okay? So, it opens up any way you feel works best for you. If you want to go gun-ho, you want to take a cautious approach, so however you want to do it. I really like the fact that the game does that to you. That does that for you, though. So, what are the cons? Well, there are some. Here's some of the cons, though, I will say. As I mentioned, the game does look good, and it does. I mean, even running at 1080p, it looks impressive on the PS4. That said, it's not the best looking game. I mean, it's certainly not the worst. I mean, and I certainly think when compared to, say, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I say this looks better than Assassin's Creed Syndicate, though. But I've seen other PS4 games that look better, though. Another thing I would like to point out, the game does run at 30 frames per second, though. Again, this is on the PS4, though. I don't know about the Xbox One or anything. And some people may think it's a big deal, some may not. Personally, I don't think it's an issue. I mean, if it runs at 30 frames per second, it runs at 30 frames per second. Yes, I would like it to run at 60 frames, but I'm not going to lose sleep over this. The game works fine for me. I mean, again, some people will have a big deal about it. I, on the other hand, do not. The other con I will say is that the controls do have a learning curve to some degree, because although the game follows more of a third-person shooter, it doesn't. I mean, there are certain things like some guns you can't aim down or anything like that, though, in any way. So some of it is that, and some of it is going to be new to people who never played a Just Cause game before, like I have, or anything. Those who have played the series will feel right at home. Others, it may be a little difficult, but I won't say the learning curve is bad. I mean, there are games that have learning curves that could, like turn some people off. This one, it has one, so it is somewhat of a negative, but not to the point that it's going to turn people off to it. So, sort of that. The other one I will point out is that it doesn't do really anything new that I have seen in other open world or sandbox games before. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still stuff to do in the game, and that's great. But again, if you've played any other sandbox game before, by this point you know the routine. I mean, although I will say the king of all sandbox games is the Grand Theft Auto series, but still, it doesn't add anything new that you haven't seen in a sandbox game or open world game before. At least that's how I look at it, though. One side note I do want to point out, though, is the fact that there has been some reports of performance issues, especially Xbox One really getting a lot of the reports, though. Now, to be fair, and I just want to point out this is based on my time with the game, though, I haven't run into any major issues with it, though. When I got the game on Monday night, when I came home from work, though, there was some issues of loading time, though, and there was like one point where my character got stuck somewhere, but I used like the grappling hook to pull him out, and he wasn't stuck there anymore. But by Wednesday, when I played the game, I think the issue was some of it was the loading time, though. But by Wednesday, when I played the game, I didn't really run into any of those major issues. So I don't know whether it has to do with either the game where it's the online leaderboard where there's an online issue. I don't know whether it's I just got a better I was lucky to get a version that works fine, or whether it's I have a solid internet connection, or whether it's fact I have a 2 terabyte hard drive. So a lot of factors can come in there. Again, there has been some reports. I haven't seen it, though, but this is based off of the version I'm playing. People might have a different view if they're playing another version and they're seeing something a bit different. So this is all based on, again, this is based off what I have. I can't speak for anyone else. I'm sure some people may have a different version or a different issue than I did, though. Overall, I have to say, Just Cause 3 is a fun sandbox game, though. I won't say it's going to dethrone, say, Grand Theft Auto or anything like that, but if you were a fan of the first 2 games, I'm pretty sure you'll like this one, though. Or if you enjoyed Avalanche Studios, again, Bad Max, fun, best use of the movie license game that we've seen in a while, though. If you were a fan of this one that they did, then you'll like Just Cause 3, though, alright? For me, though, being new to the series, I have to say it's the closest thing I'm going to get to playing a Mercenaries Playground of Destruction type of a game, okay? With God knows what happened to that series, and again, what EA did with Pandemic, this is probably the closest thing. But overall, it is a fun game. It's worth trying, though. You'll have to... I don't know about the performance issues. It's going to depend on it. You might be lucky. You're not going to hit that. You might not. So I really don't know. But again, like the first two, you'll like this one. If you enjoyed Mercenaries, then you will enjoy Just Cause 3. Anyway, that's my review of Just Cause 3. Tell me what you think. Are you enjoying the game, or you're not really enjoying it at all? Have you run into any performance issues, or has the game run smoothly for you? Are you playing it on are you playing it on the PS4, the Xbox One, or the PC? And again, have you run into those problems or not? Agree or disagree with my review? Like the video, and feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. And hopefully you'll subscribe, though, okay? I'll try to do some of these videos. I am trying to do some other videos as well. I gotta have the time to fit it in, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this, okay? Alright, well, that concludes today's review of the game, and you guys have a very good day then. Bye.